Next, I'll discuss filtering, switching, and merging. When we select the plus button, we access these data transformation options. We have a filter here for removing people, plus additional options like if statements and switch statements. Let's examine what these accomplish. Initially, we'll add a filter. The filter enables us to control which information continues through our workflow and which information gets blocked. This differs from the conditional logic we just constructed. Filters actually prevent information from proceeding, while our if statement just modifies a field value. This filter is going to stop people from passing through. For this, I want to add budget is not equal to, let's say, $0 to $100. If somebody comes in asking for a job for $0 to $100 and my minimum is $1,000, maybe I just don't want to entertain that. So we're going to remove those people. We can come back into the form section here, and in the dropdown, we can add another field. This is like $0 to $100. So if we test this step, we'll unpin and test. On this dropdown, we now have 3 options. If somebody comes and puts this option here, it's going to automatically filter them out. We're just not interested. That's how we can work with the filter. I'm going to format this properly so it connects with how all these other ones look. Maybe this is like $100 to $1,000. That looks good to me. Before I test this, I'm going to update this filter, making sure these align exactly, because if this does not exactly match with this, then it's not going to work. Let's test this example out. I'm going to stop listening because I need to grab this form and paste that into a new field here. We can test this form out, refresh the page by refreshing again, and we're good to go. I'm going to test this. John O'Catliff, jcatliff@gmail.com. The budget this time is going to be $0 to $100. I'll say test message and submit. We can circle back to this. We've received the data. I'm going to pin this so we can use this moving forward. We can test this out. It's gone ahead and updated this with a $0 to $100 budget. It rejected this person. We can see was discarded pop-up here. In other words, it didn't pass this filter because the value was $0 to $100. So we've effectively filtered out people where it's like, this isn't worth our time. But let's continue here. Maybe there are people in this category where you're like, maybe I can get them on a call and somehow convince them to get up to $1,000 threshold or whatever your threshold might be. It's good to have an option, maybe to have salespeople call them, even if that might not necessarily be the most qualified lead. You might as well take a shot at it. So we're going to add another step here. If that might not necessarily be the most qualified lead, we can still create a separate workflow path to handle these cases differently.